This is the Peter Greenwood Show at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I have got a lady to my right. Could you tell me your name and your show title, please?
Hi, I'm Erin Farrington. I'm doing a show called Think Better, manifesting money, real estate, and hot people.
Yep, that's the name of the title. I just had to double check. It sounded like you weren't quite sure. It's a long title.
It is a long title. I made it a long time ago, but I'm excited. It's a good one. Yeah.
How old is the show, and what's its origin story?
The show's origin story. So I had pitched the show to my friend Zach Zucker, who runs Stamptown, in December, and that's when I began working on it. I think I became fascinated with TikTok tarot card readers.
Yes,
and astrology. Mm-hmm. Like, I had a lot of content where there's like a young girl would come on my feed and she's like, one of your friends is in love with you. And a big part of me was like, this is silly. But then a little part of me was like, which one of my friends?
I wonder who it could be. Will they ever tell me?
And so I just thought that their power was like fascinating. And so I tried to explore a character that had a similar occupation.
And what was how has the show changed from that original idea to where it is now as a finished piece here in Edinburgh?
Yeah, I think so. Originally, I had written out. I'm an improviser first, and originally I had a bit more of a complicated storyline. I felt like maybe I need to make it more serious or like a big turn, and that, although fun, and I do love it for some other people, I don't think it's where my strengths lie. I am like more of an improviser. I love talking to people. So I added a lot more audience participation, and I allowed myself to be more silly. So it's gotten a little lighter and a little less serious, a little less heavy.
And tell us about the character you do play in the show.
I use my own name, so it is Erin Farrington. But I would say it's like I love a lovable idiot. I think that my character she truly believes everything she's saying, but she might not be the most educated on any of the topics that she's talking about. And she really thinks that she's helping everyone who's coming to the seminar and really changing their lives, and truly believes in the power of manifestation.
And how does that go for her?
For her? Well, sometimes
mixed.
I would say she's very proud of herself, and she's very excited to be there. So like, no matter what, I think she's leaving the show thinking that it was a full success. But whether that's the truth, I'm not entirely sure.
You're going to figure that out at some point.
Yeah. She'll learn the lesson, and someday, maybe a sequel.
So what made you want to bring the show to Edinburgh? Have you been here before?
I have. I've been here. I came here last year with Stamptown, and I just performed with Stamptown, and I loved it. I loved the energy. I'm from Boston, and not a lot of people I know from like the scene of improvisers there have ever come over here. So it was so new to me, and I just like fell in love with the energy. It's so creative and exciting, and it's so inspiring to be around. So I was like, I gotta come back.
And you brought the show.
And I brought the show, yeah.
I'd like to ask a little bit about your improvisational history.
For sure.
When did you begin, and what's been the best part of it?
Oh, yeah. I started doing improv professionally when I was 22. And I did that at a theater called Improv Asylum. I had like done it through college and done competition, and then I went through their training center there, and I loved it. I mean, Boston has a very small scene, so we would sell out a lot because we were like one of the only options to see this type of comedy. So it was very fulfilling. I got a big crowd. Kind of constantly with little to no work on my part, which is always ideal. Yeah. And I got to like work out all my stuff. I got to, try a bunch of new stuff every night, and that I love it. Yeah.
Which must have been very exciting and freeing to do.
Oh, yes, entirely. I'm in love with improv. I think that it has such an energy. Like live theater is already something, there's so much of a connection between you and the audience, and you're all in this room together. But I think improvisation is like so magical in that there is something that's going to happen on stage that's only going to happen once. We're only going to share together this one time, and then it'll never be repeated. And that's like a kind of electricity that I love.
That's part of the magic of theatre, like regular theatre. Like maybe somebody will miss a line, maybe a light will fall on somebody. You don't know.
Exactly, yeah. And it's just this world is living here for just this short amount of time.
Yeah, and if you were there, you were there. If not, it's gone. It exists in stories, but you will never know it.
Exactly. There's like with social media and like just the online presence of the world, everything feels very like you post it once and it's there forever, no matter what. And so you rarely get that kind of experience anymore.
I'd like to ask a little, going back to the show.
Please.
Think better, manifesting money, real estate, and hot people. How many, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 things.
Yes.
How many of these have you done?
Have I
since the
done?
show? Let's start with Think Better.
Think better. I have started to think better personally in my real life. But manifesting money, real estate, and hot people, none of those in real
Not in
life.
any order?
No.
So if we were to be like, okay, I manifested some hot people, but not real estate or money? No.
Yeah. No, well, I'm trying my best. But yeah, I'm looking around.
That sounded rude. I'm sorry. I sound like a dick now.
No. Hey, we're all working. The name is it's very much like the character is very shallow, and manifestation in the ways that I've learned it is like very self-reflective. Yeah. And so I'm like, cut that out. Let's get straight to the good stuff. Yeah.
And do people come in thinking that this is like a genuine life lesson lecture?
Okay, sometimes, which is hard. I think yesterday's show, there was probably 4 or 5 people who came in, and I believe that they were earnest. They were serious. They thought I was going to be teaching them something. And then I'm like kind of fumbling around on stage, like, yeah. So.
And do you think there's a point where they're like, oh, I get it, or is there, how dare you, I was tricked in here, this isn't what I thought it was?
Well, hopefully at some point in the show, they understand that we're having like a laugh, but it's
you
hard.
never know with people.
You never know. Yeah. I had an older couple come in the other day, and I don't think they knew what they were coming into at all.
Oh, okay.
But then we had a blast. I talked to them. I learned about how they met each other, and like they had like this crazy little love story. And then when they left, they gave me one of the best reviews I've ever received to my face.
Oh, amazing.
They said, it's not as bad as we thought it was going to be.
Did you get their phone number? Can we call them and be like,
know.
the hell is your problem?
I loved them. I thought it was so funny. They were so cheeky. They're like, yeah, they're really great.
I feel like not as bad as I thought it would be describes my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's a good way to live.
Like if I had to have it, that'll be my new Tinder profile. Come and say hello.
Yeah.
Not as bad as you think it is.
Not as bad as you think it's going to be. Yeah.
So what is next for you and for the show after the Fringe?
After the Fringe, I plan to take it back to New York. I have a couple of other shows that I do with friends, and I'd love to take like parts of this show and add other characters to it, and work with some other people to like grow and expand the universe a little bit.
What other characters can you see adding to it? Can you tell us?
Oh,
a
of
few
course.
hints?
Yeah, I have like I love the Boston accent, and there's a part in the show where we talk about Salem, Massachusetts, and how like witches from where I'm from, they sound like Mark Wahlberg.
So it's a lot of this kind of talk.
Yeah. Okay. Out of the park. Perfect. Yeah, it's a lot of pack you can't have. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Want some beans.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. We're a big bean town.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah.
Boston bean. Yes, okay. I'm going to pretend I meant that.
No, I was good. Yeah, you're quick. Yeah, so I hope to kind of expand into some of those characters. Yeah.
And will you be back for the Fringe again next year?
I hope. I really hope so. I mean, I love it. Now that I've been here once, it's like the most fun summer camp. You know what I mean? You're just like meeting friends and seeing so much and participating. Yeah, and so much weird, cool new art. Yeah.
Except maybe don't jump in the lake.
No, not yet. Yeah.
Where can people find out more about you online and about the show?
They can find me at Erin Farrington on Instagram, or Erin Farrington on TikTok, which is I made the profile a long time ago. Now I feel like I can't change it.
I was going to ask, like, is that a high school thing? Do you need to talk?
Yeah. It's a big no. It's an old nickname, and I thought it was funny, and yeah.
I could still see humor in that.
Yeah, I think so.
If I met an Erin Farrington, I would be like, hey.
Yeah, now it's a little more embarrassing now that I'm an adult person and I'm like, hey.
Like, imagine when you're trying to do like professional things, like, yes, I've got the show, it's this budget, like, find me online. Okay, where can we find your numbers? Yeah. Erin Farrington.
Exactly. You know, you're like, oh God, if only I had the foresight.
Yeah, it's like that's like old Hotmail emails, hotskatergirl69 at msn.com or something.
Exactly that.
Erin, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you. You've been a blast.
Erin Farrington, Think Better, Manifesting Money, Real Estate and Hot People is playing at Bunker 2 at Pleasance Courtyard every day until the 25th at 20 to 6 in the evening. For tickets, go to edfringe.com. This episode was produced by @VCToriaA on Twitter. Go say hello to her. And it was also hosted by me, Peter Greenwood. Until next time, bye everybody, bye.